Hi, this is Nishant from Simply Interiors, and we are going to talk about fall ceilings today. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through various types of fall ceilings. We're going to talk about gypsum fall ceilings, we're going to talk about wooden fall ceilings. Also going to talk about some very interesting variations that you can have in a fall ceiling if you're really going for the design element in it. The advantage of fall ceiling is not just the aesthetics, okay? It's not just the looks and the feel, which obviously is there, but it is also about providing cleanliness to your house. It's also about providing a place for your lights and all to be fitted. In case you're having an air conditioning unit or something, then it's a place, the entire pipes and all can run behind under the fall ceiling. So there are different advantages and different requirements for a fall ceiling. We get a lot of customers who have very strict opinions on whether they want a fall ceiling or not, but it's always nice to get an idea on the kind of fall ceilings that are actually available. So today we will be going through different type of fall ceilings: gypsum fall ceilings, wooden fall ceilings, a lot of other options also available. In case you want to move straight away to one of those options, there are links in the description below which you can click and you can jump to that place. In case you also like our videos, please do subscribe and keep getting more and more of such videos. We will be doing a separate video on the costing of fall ceiling as well, which will be uploaded in a very short time. So here goes. So this is the first basic simple fall ceiling that you can get. This is basically just a gypsum fall ceiling where the gypsum board is running all around. There's nothing which has been done in the center. Okay, there's just a gypsum running around. There's cove lighting provision. So this is called cove lighting provision, wherein we fix in strips of LED inside to give that glow kind of a feel. And then you can have lights which are fixed on the ceiling itself. Okay, these are LED lights. So there are different types. So here you can see with the switches on. So this is the cove light, as you can see, and these are LED panels which are fixed inside the ceiling. Now, if you notice, there is no need for any tube lights here. Okay, so this is the first kind of a very basic fall ceiling which is possible. In this, of course, there are variations which are available. Variations like this, wherein the ceiling can be a little curved. You can have different kind of shapes which are going around. So these kind of possibilities exist. You have another one where the ceiling has some sort of a pattern in it. Now in this, if you notice that there is also some paint which we'll be talking about also. So these are certain, there are a lot of different variations possible depending on the kind of things that you're looking for. Here is another curved one wherein there's a simple curve, and the fan is kind of on the ceiling itself. This is another one where there's a curve. Okay, these are certain blocks which have been made. There's nothing inside. It's just basically to make it a little more glamorous look for the lights and all. So all these are made simply in gypsum, nothing else. Okay, this is another one, this is another one, this is another one. So all this is like, if you see here, this is a pattern which has been made, and there is cove lighting inside, and you have simple lights all around. Now the switches can of course be provided based on, so you can probably have one switch for these four lights and one switch for the cove lights. You can have two switches probably in case you want for these lights, and one switch. So depending on how many switches you want, the cost may go up or down also. This is another one which is for a little bigger room, wherein we have provided not just the sides but also something in the center with again more provision for coves. This is a still bigger room where we have given even a better pattern and all. This is another image for the same, and as you can see, there is wooden rafter at the back which we'll be talking about as well. Okay, now in this case what we have done is, it's again a simple gypsum fall ceiling, but in the previous cases everywhere you saw it was just pure white, nothing else. In these ones we have actually added some color. The color has been added based on the entire theme of the house. So for example, like you see this blue theme which is going around. Okay, so we even have a sofa set for that. The same theme is there in the ceiling as well. Okay, so this kind of a theme, it makes the ceiling look a little more glamorous. It gives it a different look. In this house, as you can see, the rest of it is white. Just this part, this is also made in gypsum, it's not anything else. Just this part is made in, it's been colored separately. Similarly here, this is not wood or veneer. I'll show you a closer look. Okay, this is paint. Okay, so this is paint. It has been painted gypsum, Now obviously we don't need wood here because it's, nobody's going to basically go up there and bang it or something like that, and we didn't have to have any give it any strength, so we just gave it gypsum and paint. The cost came down, the looks were like this, as you can see. So this is paint. There are a few others. This is also paint. This has been done in Hyderabad recently. I had put a walkthrough also. This is also paint. This is also paint. So all these are just paints, okay, and you can get amazingly different patterns using just colors added to the gypsum. Nothing else has been done. This is another view of the previous image. This is also paint, and the light has been mounted on top of it. This is another paint. So these are, long rafter kind of things which have been made, and paint has been added to those. Now these are again some patterns which can be made. So some, I think we have one more cloud. Yeah, so these are two different clouds, as you can see, right? So one is coming out, the other is going inside. Now both of them along with the paint have actually added a lot of texture to the entire room. And I don't have any room images to show, but you will notice that automatically your eyes will go up to the ceiling in both the cases. Excuse me. This is another image. So herein we have added a little bit of gloss. There is no false ceiling done here, so you can see these things which are coming. This is basically because of the cementing which has been done. We've just done false ceiling all around, and we've added a pattern in between. Okay, so this kind of gives it a very rich look, as you can see here. Now moving on from gypsum, you can actually add, instead of paint, you can actually add a little bit of texture paint as well. So in this image, as you can see, this is not just simple paint. This is Asian Paints Royal Play texture, okay, which has been added. And this texture, I would not suggest it to be too glossy because then the lights can kind of reflect. But this texture and a little bit of matte finish can actually give your house an amazing feel, like you can see here. Okay, so your suddenly the entire view and the feeling of the entire room can change a lot because of adding a little bit of textured color as well. Okay, this is another image for the same, as you can see. This is wallpaper. So moving on from basic textures and paints, you can, instead of adding anything else, it's always nice to add a bit of wallpaper as well, which is possible. Okay, so if like you can see in this case, for wallpaper we just do a basic paint at the back and then add wallpaper to it. So this again gives it a lot of, it's basically playing around in very different ways with the different kind of things which are available to us. This is again texture. Okay, now this, in this case, the customer basically, they had a small house, so they wanted a dining and a living, and the TV somehow we couldn't fit anywhere else, so we made this in wood. Okay, so this has been made in wood, this entire partition, and as you can see, the false ceiling is running all around. The false ceiling is running all around it. Okay, so and this is texture paint. This false ceiling is also in texture paint. This is wallpaper. Again, a bookshelf has been created with the wallpaper at the back, and the same wallpaper is running into the ceiling as well. So this look, as you can see here, this look comes out very different. It looks amazing. Even the whole house itself, the just, I mean, if you enter this room, you won't probably not see anything else but the ceiling and the bookshelf, nothing else. This is another wallpaper which has been added. Now this has been added just above the bed. So in case we are customizing beds and making them, in both the cases, in the previous one also, the bed was customized and made. This was kind of a floor mounted bed. This one, the wallpaper is kind of adding to the bed. So just above the bed as the bed, where that is the ceiling, and the false, the wallpaper, I'm so sorry. And the wallpaper is also coming right above the bed. Now moving on from your gypsums, you have the wooden ceilings. Now this is a laminate, glossy laminate wooden ceiling with kind of blue lighting and everything, just to give it a, a little more richer appeal. And if you're looking for some sort of a theme kind of a thing, then this can make amazing sense. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of blue lights which have been played around with in this case, and that wooden ceiling at the back, which you can see, is actually adding up along with the gypsum with blue lighting in it. this is this is wooden, this is wood, this is wallpaper, as you can see, and this is a wooden frame with an onyx sheet inside. Now onyx is a little more expensive, okay, but with proper lighting inside, as you can see here, okay, it can actually add a lot of texture to your entire house. So in this case, this is right in the foyer, and as soon as you open the door and you see this on top, I am sure anybody who comes in is going to be awestruck with your house immediately. Okay, this is another wooden play. This is also laminate finish, where the the fan has just been mounted on a, it's basically a simple rectangular laminate with a bit of pattern on it. Again, adds a lot of different kinds of layers to your ceiling. Okay, as you can see here, this is veneer, veneers with polish. This is a natural stone with lighting all around it, and this is the entrance to this villa. Okay, and these are rafters, again done in the same veneer as this. These are rafters which have been made in wood with these small spotlights. So it kind of, while this entire hall was very open, the ceiling kind of demarcated the space for walking around from the living area. Okay, so it automatically kind of created, instead of providing a physical partition in between, just the ceiling itself made sure that your room looked separate, that from the normal area. This is a CNC cutting which has been done. Okay, so you see the entire gypsum false ceiling, and we've added a circular CNC cutting with a pattern right in the center. This can be polished, it need not be polished. In this case, it has not been polished. It just looks amazing, and there's lighting behind it which can actually add a lot of layers to your ceiling. So this then simply another wooden patterns which can be made. Just you had your simple gypsum false ceiling, and then you can just add a bit of wood all around it to give it a much more richer appeal. This one is a veneer and polish false ceiling, something very similar to a rectangular false ceiling you saw earlier, with a bit of a difference that, I mean, the fan is actually mounted directly on the ceiling, and this false ceiling, the wooden false ceiling, is all around the fan. Okay, this has been done in veneer. The room is big, so in this kind of a ceiling can look very good in a bigger room. Same with this. Again, this has been done with veneer. This is, as you can see, this has been hung on top. Okay, it's not really anything else. It's been hung on top, and we have added a chandelier below it. Okay, so this is something which can be done even in cases where the ceiling may not be evenly even or something like that. That can happen in a lot of independent houses. We have made this suggestion recently as well to another customer. Let's see if he takes it or not. But this is something which is really, really beautiful to look at. Okay, this is another view of the same ceiling. These are rafters again, so a simple gypsum false ceiling added with these veneer rafters, and this has kind of made the entire ceiling look very different from everything else. This pattern, I think you saw a previous image where I was showing you a gypsum false ceiling. Okay, so this is basically another veneers rafter with a bit of, so this light came as it is and it was fixed on this rafter, so that the entire look comes out, and once you're entering the house, you get that feeling of richness in the entire house. Now, there are a couple of, to end this, I have a couple of traditional false ceilings, okay, which a lot of people have actually liked. This is POP, which has been done. If you can just see this white POP which is running around, and there was a beam here which we've covered with wood. There is a little bit of other work around which has been done, and the ceiling is basically this POP along with a lot of sides which have been done up in hardwood. Okay, so this can be done in a little richer places wherein you're looking for some very, very traditional false ceiling work, which is possible. Okay, and the same here, this is a more simpler one, so this beam had to be covered, and for some reason this house had beam running all around it. Okay, so this beam had to be covered. We purchased these small patterns and kind of covered the beam and stuck these on top. Okay, the look and feel that came out is suddenly very, very, very different from your normal, just basically just covering the beam up. So these are the different false ceilings that we have basically completed. These are just, you have to understand that um, the sky is the limit. Okay, so there is no dearth of designs which are possible. As you can see, you can add wallpapers, you can add textures, you can add mirrors, you can add a lot of different colored mirrors, glasses. The sky is the limit. Onyx is something which I really love personally, but the kind of things that can be done in a false ceiling. So these 40-50 images which I showed to you, they are just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, and if you're looking for a false ceiling, a simple one always works, always works, even in when you don't want any false ceiling because you feel that the your height of will come down or something. Just having a simple false ceiling running around can make a lot of sense because it can add a lot of value to your entire room. But in case you're not looking for that also, just have probably some wooden patterns all around in case you're interested. Okay, so these are just some examples of false ceilings which you can have. I hope you really like this video. If you have any comments or any questions to ask, please feel free to ask and we are more than happy to help you out. Simply Interiors, currently we do interiors in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad and Pune. And in case you have any requirements for your interiors, you can please feel free to get in touch with us as well. Take care. Have a nice day. This is Nishant from Simply Interiors. Thank you. Bye.